Hello and welcome to this demo video on IT risk management in HiBond, featuring the ITRM Bond solution. When working with IT assets, oftentimes there are still too many assets that need to be evaluated for risk, as well as inconsistent and manual processes to carry out risk assessments. These challenges expose the organization to unknown vulnerabilities and can lead to an increased likelihood of a risk event happening, increasing uncertainty around the security of an organization's technology infrastructure. HiBond's ITRM Bond solution simplifies program management with out-of-the-box tools to help risk teams get up and running quickly with their risk assessment projects. IT risk teams can leverage the existing relationship between HiBond's frameworks and project apps to identify risk categories and map controls, associating asset types to risk categories and scoping assets to bring focus to your risk assessments, test controls to ensure controls are effectively mitigating risk, and automate control monitoring to ensure real-time notification of any changes in control operation and allow risk assessment programs to scale. With HiBond's ITRM Bond solution, an IT risk and control assessment project type has been specifically designed for use with your IT risk assessment program. In addition, the Secure Controls Framework is also included as a catalog of risk categories and controls that you can use to design, build, and maintain secure processes within your organization. You'll start by using a framework to define the structure of your IT risk assessment program, creating a master repository of risk categories and controls for your risk assessments. Your program's framework will be based on the IT risk and control assessment project type, and any risk assessment projects needed to perform the downstream assessments will be based on this master framework. In the framework, you'll define your risk categories to set the proper context for your IT risk assessments, and for each risk category, you can link the asset types to be evaluated directly to the risk category. You can use the Secure Controls Framework included in ITRM Bond to get your framework set up quickly. In this risk assessment project, you'll define categories that align with your master framework and scope the specific assets that will be evaluated for risk using a scoping workflow. Once your IT risk assessment program has been set up, you'll want to test the controls implemented to ensure these controls are effectively mitigating risks, and then monitor controls over time to ensure they continue to be effective. This work is done within the Risk Assessment project, where you can manually evaluate controls through the Control Assessment, document any findings, outline a remediation plan using actions, and once the remediation is complete, retest controls as needed. As your IT assessment program grows, you'll likely want to monitor and automate your risk assessments to allow your IT risk assessment program to scale. To automate the monitoring of controls, you can use external exception data and metrics to configure assessment drivers, an automation tool in HiBond that keep your risk and control assessments up to date in real time and can notify stakeholders when changes occur. To recap, frameworks and projects apps available within HiBond's ITRM Bond solution can help IT risk teams identify risk categories and map controls, associating asset types to risk categories and scoping assets to bring focus to your risk assessments, test controls to ensure controls are effectively mitigating risk, and automate control monitoring to ensure real-time notification of any changes in control operation and allow risk assessment programs to scale. Accelerate your risk assessment program design with pre-configured out-of-the-box project types and control catalogs. Apply best practice risk and control assessment processes to give risk teams the ability to effectively manage rapidly growing complex IT infrastructures, and reduce uncertainty by turning unknown vulnerabilities into known risks, giving risk teams and executives confidence that the organization is protected.